so I'm gonna show you guys how to resize a dress form. There is a way to resize on paper after draping, but trust me, that process is a little too tricky, involved, and it can get confusing. So I'm gonna show y'all the easy way of just resizing on the dress form and then transferring your muslin, your drape, onto pattern paper without having to worry about resizing. Okay, so this size dress form is a size 4, and I was so happy to get this because, yo, the price, if I tell you the price, you're gonna flip out. Because online, you go online right now, the dress forms is like 300 and up. 300, 400, 500, 600, even maybe even 1,000. And I got this dress form for about $85. It's collapsible, and it comes with the arm and everything. And there was a store that was closing out, and they were just selling these dress forms and selling them for mad cheap, and I had to get on it because, like I said, the dress forms are really expensive. So to get this process started, what you want to do is grab your measuring tape, and I have already measured my basic measurements, my bust, my waist, and my hips. And I have a previous video of how to measure yourself, so if you're not too sure on how to do that, you can go check out that video. But I'm now gonna measure the dress form, so I'm gonna do the same exact thing as I would do for myself, which would be measuring the bust, the waist, and the hips. Now I'm just gonna take I'm gonna go on the side, and I'm gonna wrap it around the middle part of the bust. You don't want to go on the top, you don't want to go on the bottom. You want to go right where the peak, you know, just right the apex, okay, of the breast. So I'm gonna go right around. Uh-oh. It might slip a little bit because you're wrapping it around, but okay, make sure it's straight. So I'm gonna measure this, and I'm gonna see if my breast measurement is the same as this measurement, and if it's not, then I don't know, I have to make changes. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do it for the rest, the waist and the hips, and then I'll be back. My dress form does not have a, you know, so I think I'm gonna have to definitely have to pad that. But I want to show you, starting from the waist, you want to measure about 8 inches, and that'll give you the location of where the hips or the butt area is supposed to be, if you don't have the butt form on your dress form. So I'm just gonna pin it real quick just to mark it, and then I'm gonna just wrap it around. Okay, so I wrote everything down on paper, my measurements and this dress form's measurements, and what I'm seeing is that my waist is bigger than this dress form. Unfortunately, I'm gonna get back here, you know. I've been eating a lot, and plus I just had a few waffles, so you know, yeah. But I know I'm gonna have to pad the waist also, and the hips definitely. And I'm a little close to the bust, so I don't think I'm gonna have to pad that much, but we're gonna see how we do this. So now we're gonna get on to the actual building of the upsize or the resizing. Okay, so I have this needle cotton batting that I got off Amazon, and I hope it's enough for the front and the back. And since we only work mainly most of the time on one side of the dress form, I'm just gonna work on just one side of the dress form. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. But I got this from Amazon. It was like $7.99, so I don't need a good quality, it doesn't matter. of the material, the quality of the material. I just need something that will create this resize. So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna link it in my description below. It's called Warm and Natural, and it does feel warm. It's like a blanket, but this is called batting, and this is what they use for like furniture, for I think even blankets for the inside, and yeah, furniture, couches, cushions, things like that. They put on the inside with the foam and all that. But this is how it's looking. So I think this is like a yard. Let me see. It's 34 by 45 inches. So I think yes, it's about a yard. So I'm hoping that it will. What you guys think? I think it's gonna work. I don't have to do much, you know. I don't have to do too much altering for this. I think I'm a size 6, so it'll be like a size up. So here I have my scissors and I have my bowl of pins. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take it full on like this. I'm not gonna cut a bunch of pieces and do all that crazy stuff. What I'm gonna do is just like, cause I don't want to make a mess, you know, guys. So I just want to be as neat and less scraps as possible. So what I'm gonna do is place it, and you just want to do it maybe a quarter of an inch over, because you see how there's center lines, princess seams, all that. But I just want to leave just in case, you never know, just in case it pulls, or I don't know, just leave a little over. And I don't know, I just like to be careful, you know, cautious. You never know, you might need that extra quarter as you go. So I'm just leaving a little bit there. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is take this and just go over like that. And I'll place a pin here. I'm just going to feel, you can feel the seams on the sides. So I'm just gonna place pins. Now I'm gonna start cutting. Okay, so this is what I'm left with so far. How am I doing so far, guys? I hope I'm doing well, because I want to create a lot of garments, but this Dressform is too small. So now I want to put something here. Okay, so I have a rectangle that I cut out, and now I'm going to start building the top portion. What I did was fold it. Okay. So that could also maybe give it a little bulkiness for the breast part. And plus I didn't want to see this ugliness. So that's what I'm gonna do. Right there. Okay. I think this is going to be the perfect size. I don't need to do anything else. Gonna poke the neck right here, put a pin right there. And I'm just gonna smooth that out. It's kind of like if you're draping already, like you just working on a project. So, okay, I have something over here. I can just make a little, you see that? Make sure you're filling out the shoulders and the seams. I don't know. I'm thinking I could just do this. It's not gonna make, it's not a big issue. See that? Not a big issue. Now I'm gonna cut it out. Make sure you cut. So now I'm gonna check and see if the bust is on point with my bust size. So let's see. What I'm gonna do is do half of 33, because that's my bust size. What I'm gonna do is quarter it, because that's it's gonna be a quarter of my bust size, because we're only working with one portion of the Dressform. Look at my cat, guys. She came to say hello. She be watching me as I'm doing my fashion design or my sewing. Say hi to the camera. Say hi. Say hi, Nazareth. Look at the camera. Over here. Say hi. 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 So, the bust area is perfect. I don't need to mess with it anymore. Now I'm gonna go on to the waist. Wow, I think this is it. I think I don't need any more. This is exactly 675 or 6 3/4. Now I'm gonna do the back portion. Gonna line it up. Right over. I wish there was like something I could just place the pins right on top or something. I need like one of those bracelet pin holders. Okay, so make sure I get that neck. I might end up stitching this together because I don't want all the pins, because I need my pins, so I don't want all my pins to be on this thing. I cut right in the middle and I'm gonna overlap because I don't want to make this to whereas I gotta put darts and all that. So okay, so this is what it's looking like so far, and I am quite pleased with the outcome of it so far. So I still got a lot of scraps left, so that's a good thing. I'm gonna start building over here now. I want to use as much as I can. I don't want to waste. So on this, put some pins in here. I'm gonna add some more. Where the waist is where I'm gonna just build there. I'm gonna take the pins out of here. This batting, it just stays, it sticks, which is good. Maybe like this. Make it a little bulky. Okay, how that's looking, guys? I think this is looking good. Okay, so here's the moment of truth where I find out if this is just right or if I have to add more. So let's see, it's supposed to be 19 inches for half of my size of the bust, and I'm gonna see. Let's see it. Uh-oh, I got it. I got it, guys. 19 inches on the dot. Not even over, not even half of not even 19 and a half, is right on the dot. And before I even create an actual garment, I'm of course gonna do a mock-up or a sample with this new size to see if everything fits, and if it does, then I'll be good to go. I'll be good to go. I just kind of want to fix this here. So I ended up having a lot left, which is good. So again, I'm gonna measure it and make sure it's my right size or my right measurements, and then what I'm gonna do is go on to the next step, which is doing a quick stitch throughout the whole cutout piece, because I'm gonna take all these pins out. So I'm gonna measure one more time and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna be using this heavy duty thread, and I have a needle, but I would usually use, or would want to use for this type of project, a curved type needle. I think it's like a weaving type needle. I think it will work better for this type of thing, but I'm gonna see if this would work. And yeah, so I'm gonna get started on that. So I'm not gonna make a knot, I'm just going to connect this needle and just go. Hopefully it doesn't fall. Okay, so I'm gonna start. Where do I start? I'm gonna start at the shoulders, so I'm gonna start taking out the pins as I go, because I'm not about to have all my pins on this padded thing here. I'll put this on the floor. Okay. I'm just gonna go over it quickly. So I'm just doing like a loop stitch type. So it's sewn, and I'm gonna cut off the excess fabric here. Now I'm gonna knot it. Now that this is sewn down, I'm gonna do this. Okay, so I'm completely finished stitching all of the pieces to this Resize block, and it took some time, but I'm glad I did this because in case I need to use the actual size 4 of this mannequin, I can just carefully take this size off and work with the size 4. So that's the reason why I decided to stitch all the cutouts so that I could just easily take it off. But now what I want to do is use something to put over it so that everything could be smooth. Alright, so this is a scrap knit fabric, and you can use any type of stretchy fabric, something that will really go on smoothly onto the dress form. I'm going to fit it on one side. Let me see something here. Okay, I can use this piece, and it's just gonna go right over it. I'm gonna repin everything. You want to make sure that you're not pulling so hard to where you lose the shape of the size or form that you've created. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna pull it slightly. I'm not gonna do too much. Okay, so as you can see, I'm pretty much done with covering the inner part, and I'm most likely gonna sew this up, the seams of the knit fabric, just so that, you know, it won't fall apart or anything like that. But it's pinned right now. But like I said, I think I'm gonna hand stitch that too. Just not now, but I'm gonna do the exact same thing like I did with the batting that's underneath. So now what I'm gonna do is place my seams, and I'm gonna be using this masking tape, I think it's called, and this is also from Amazon, and it's a very thin tape, and this is how it looks. It's very, very thin. I'm gonna try to follow the lines, especially the waist. This is what I'm doing. I'm gonna take this. Okay, this is the first portion. Now this is the waist. Just gonna feel for it. And I feel it. One last princess seam. I'm not gonna put the tape on the side seams because I still have to stitch it up, but once I stitch it up, I think I'll put tape there, but more or less I know where the side seam is. In the center front and the center back. I pretty much know. I mean, it's right down the center. So the main important parts that I wanted to mark up was the princess seams and the waist. So guys, that's all for this video. I hope you learned how to resize your mannequin using batting and stretch fabric. it'll be worth it because it'll make your job easier if you just resize your dress form instead of doing it on paper. It's much harder and it takes much longer, and I think it's a bit confusing. So and a lot of math involved in that. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Later, guys.